Today's daily Bible reading is for April 20th. Today is day 179. 179. Okay. Let's see. O women of Israel, weep for Saul, for he dressed you in luxurious scarlet clothing and garments decorated with gold. Oh, how the mighty heroes have fallen in battle. Jonathan lies dead on the hills. How will I weep for you, my brother Jonathan? Oh, how much I loved you. And your love for me was deep, deeper than the love of women. Oh, how the mighty heroes have fallen. Stripped of their weapons, they lie dead. David anointed king of Judah. 2 Samuel. After this, David asked the Lord, shouldn't I move back to one of the towns of Judah? Yes, the Lord replied. Then David asked, which town should I go to? To Hebron, the Lord answered. David's two wives were Ahinoam from Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel. So David and his wives and his men and their families all moved to Judah, and they settled in the villages near Hebron. Then the men of Judah came to David and anointed him king over the people of Judah. When David heard that the men of Jabesh Gilead had buried Saul, he sent them this message: May the Lord bless you for being loyal to your master Saul and giving him a decent burial. May the Lord be loyal to you in return and reward you with his unfailing love, and I too will reward you for what you have done. Now that Saul is dead, I ask that you be my strong and loyal subjects like the people of Judah, who have anointed me as their new king. Okay. What is that? Ishbosheth proclaimed king of Israel. But Abner, son of Ner, commander of Saul's army, had already gone to Mahanaim with Saul's son Ishbosheth. There he proclaimed Ishbosheth king over Gilead, Jezreel, Ephraim, Benjamin, and the land of Asherites, and all the rest of Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he became king, and he ruled from Mahanaim for 2 years. Meanwhile, the people of Judah remained loyal to David. David made Hebron his capital, and he ruled as king of Judah for 7.5 years. There he proclaimed him king over Gilead, Jezreel, Ephraim, Benjamin, and the land of the Asherites, all the rest of Israel. Ishbosheth's Saul's son was 40 years old when he became king, and he ruled from Mahanaim for 2 years. Mahanaim. For 2 years. Meanwhile, the people of Judah remained loyal to David. David made Hebron his capital, and he ruled as king of Judah for 7.5 years. War between Israel and Judah. 2 Samuel. The day after Abner led Ishbosheth's troops from Mahanaim to Gibeon, about the same time Joab the son of Zeruiah led David's troops out and met them at the pool of Gibeon. The two groups sat down there, facing each other from opposite ends of the pool. Then Abner suggested to Joab, let's have a few of our warriors fight hand-to-hand here in front of us. All right, Joab agreed. So 12 men were chosen to fight from each side, 12 men of Benjamin representing Ishbosheth, son of Saul, and 12 representing David. Each one grabbed his opponent by the hair and thrust his sword into the other side so that all of them died. So this place at Gibeon has been known ever since as the Field of Swords. A fierce battle followed that day, and Abner and the men of Israel were defeated by the forces of David. The death of Asahel, 2 Samuel. Joab, Abishai, the three sons of Zeruiah were among David's forces that day. Asahel could run like a gazelle, and he began chasing Abner, He pursued relentlessly, not stopping for anything. When Abner looked back and saw him coming, he called out, "Is that you, Asahel?" "Okay. Yes, it is," he replied. "Go fight someone else," Abner warned. "Take on one of the younger men and strip him of his weapons." But Asahel kept right on chasing Abner. Again, Abner shouted to him, "Get away from here. I don't want to kill you. How could I ever face your brother Job again?" But Asahel refused to turn back, so Abner thrust the butt end of his spear through his stomach, and the spear came out through his back. He stumbled to the ground and died there. And everyone who came by that spot stopped and stood when they saw him lying there. When Job and Abishai found out what had happened, they set out after Abner. The sun was just going down as they arrived at the hill of Ammah near Giah, along the road to the wilderness of Gibeon. Abner's troops from the tribe of Benjamin regrouped there at the top of the hill to take a stand. Abner shouted down to Job, must we always be killing each other? Don't you realize that bitterness is the only result? When will you call off your men from chasing the Israelite brothers?" Then Job said, "God only knows what would have happened if you hadn't spoken, for we would have chased you all night if necessary." So Job blew the ram's horn, and his men stopped chasing the troops of Israel. All that night, Abner and his men retreated through the Jordan Valley. They crossed the Jordan River, traveling all through the morning, and didn't stop until they arrived at Mahanaim. Meanwhile, Job and his men also returned home. When Job counted his casualties, he discovered that only 19 men were missing, in addition to Asahel. But 360 of Abner's men had been killed, all from the tribe of Benjamin. Job and his men took Asahel's body to Bethlehem and buried him there in his father's tomb. Then they traveled all night and reached Hebron at daybreak. That was the beginning of a long war between those who were loyal to Saul and those who were loyal to David. As time passed, David became stronger and stronger, while Saul's dynasty became weaker and weaker. David's sons born in Hebron, 2 Samuel. These are the sons who were born to David in Hebron. The oldest was Ammon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail, the widow of Nabal from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatai, whose mother was Abitai. The sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These sons were all born to David in Hebron. These are all the sons of David who were born in Hebron. The oldest son was Ammon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatai, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ithream, whose mother was Eglah, David's wife. These 6 sons were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned 7.5 years. David's mightiest men, 2 Samuel. These are the names of David's mightiest warriors. The first was Jashobeam, the Hakmonite, who was leader of the three mightiest warriors among David's men. He once used a spear to kill 800 enemy warriors in a single battle. Next rank among the 3 was Eliezer, son of Dodai, a descendant of Ahoah. Once Eliezer and David stood together against the Philistines when the entire Israelite army had fled. He killed Philistines until his hand was too tired to lift the sword, and the Lord gave him great victory that day. The rest of the army did not return until it was time to collect the plunder. Next in rank was Shammah, son of Agi from Harar. One time the Philistines gathered at Lehi and attacked the Israelites in a field full of lentils. The Israelite army fled, but Shammah held his ground in the middle of the field and beat back the Philistines. So the Lord brought about a great victory. Once during the harvest, when David was at the cave of Adullam, the Philistine army was camped in the valley of Rephaim. The 3 who were among the 30, an elite group among David's fighting men, went down to meet him there. David was staying in this stronghold at that time, and the Philistine detachment had occupied the town of Bethlehem. David remarked longingly to his men, "Oh, how I would love some of that." Fuck. Sorry, potty mouth. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. Anyway. How I would love some of that. Good water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem. So, 3 broke through the Philistine lines, drew some water from the well by the gate of Bethlehem, and brought it back to David, but he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to the Lord. "The Lord forbid that I should drink this," he exclaimed. "This water is as precious as the blood of these men who risked their lives to bring it to me." So David did not drink it. These are examples of the exploits of the 3. Okay, I'm going to call it there because I got to get to work on time. So, we will continue this later. Hold on, Bubba. Don't scritch. Stop.